Boom, people, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about how to flip homes at scale. We've actually had a number of people in our programs, community, that used to flip 1-2 houses a year and now are flipping 50, 60, 70, 80 houses a year. And it's by using this simple model we're going to walk through right now about how they were able to scale. So this video is not for me teaching you how to flip a house. You should already know that if you're coming here and maybe you want to learn how to scale, but this video is for you being able to scale to the next level and to build the systems and teams and the structure around what you need to scale. So if you're ready to get into it, let's start now. Before we get started, as you guys know, we do giveaways every single month to new subscribers to the channel. So today we're gonna do a giveaway, $100 gift card to Connor Crusade. Connor here, his comment, he says, love the videos, very informative. I would like to see you grow the channel. So start asking people to hit the like button at the end of your videos. Thank you, Connor. Connor's got 4 subscribers. Awesome. Thank you for the tip on the YouTube channel. But all jokes aside, Connor, I love the comment. Actually, he's commented a bunch of our videos. So he's going to win $100. Connor, reach out to us. And if you guys want to help this video blow up a little bit more, Connor's telling us to hit the like button on the video. It helps things, the algorithm, whatever goes on there. All right. So Connor wins there. All right. Today, let's dive into how to flip homes at scale. So most house flippers find a house. They will find either people to put money in. I'm going to write investors here. They put some of their own money, or they go find hard money. Typically, it's a mix of all 3 of these, actually, if you're doing house flips. And we have other videos that explain how hard money loans work, how to find these private investors, the whole thing. So this sometimes is quite a process. Pitching investors, you got to find them. They got to do due diligence. They got to like you. Going to hard money can be hard. They run an appraisal. They do a credit check on you. And this sometimes can take a little bit of time to put together. But let's say you did this, you put it together. This is what most house flippers do. They will then go set up an LLC. They'll make a simple operating agreement. They do a mix of all 3 of these sources. They get the money together. They go close on the house for, let's call it $300,000. They're feeling good now. They actually got a house, which is a huge step. This is huge for someone to actually get the money together, buy the house. Now they're financing the renovations. They renovate the house. They do all the great things that you see on TV and all this cool stuff. And they go and they renovate it for $60,000. They add $60K in and they sell the house for, $440,000. And they go and they made $80,000 on this flip, which is amazing. But now they got to go and obviously pay back their investors. They pay back the hard money and they take home whatever it ends up being. Let's call it maybe half of that. So they take home 30 to 40K if it was a really good deal and they put in some of their own money. Sometimes it might be less. And then they go back to the beginning and ta-da, they go search out for another house. And they try to do the whole process again. They go talk to new investors, same investors. So now they go back to the beginning. They try to find another house. We're going to go to probably the same investors before or different investors. We're going to try hard money loans. We're going to try to get them to get money back together. We're going to set up a new LLC. We're going to go flip the house. We're going to try to get our contractors and go. And a lot of house flippers, if they've done one, if they're doing this full time, can do maybe 2, 3, 4 flips a year. I'm going to say 2 to 4 flips a year following this strategy. And they make a decent income. They're making 40, 50K a flip, something like that. They're making, $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 a year flipping houses. They're doing what they love and they help build communities. It's an awesome thing. So the big question is, how did one of our students go from this model to this year flipping 72 homes? And we're going to talk about both those right now. So I cleared off the whiteboard here. You can see what we just talked about here. Now we're going to talk about these 2, the system and the structure. Obviously, to flip, again, 72 homes, you're going to need quite a bit of systems built. You're going to have teams going out to different locations, different properties, an acquisition, a disposition team, putting it all together. And in this realm, you got to start thinking of your business as a system. All businesses are just systems that spit out cash. This current system is just you, right? You are the system, but to build that system, you need a structure that can finance and handle this much volume with what you're doing. And this is what one of our students, Brent, did. He built the structure first. And I want to explain that structure to you right now. So instead of doing this loop, which I call the syndication loop, you're syndicating money together on a deal by deal basis. You do a loop, you make a decent living. It's great. how can I scale? And me and Brent sat down and we mapped out what a fund looks like. Now, if you've heard of real estate funds, private equity funds, venture capital funds, that's what I'm gonna talk about right here. See, in a fund model, you still find great houses like you did before. You still gotta raise money from private investors or yourself or hard money loans or family and friends. But once you raise the money, you set up your fund structure. You're gonna have a private placement memorandum, an LPA, which are the two governing documents. You're going to set up your general partner limited partnership. We talk about that in other videos. But once this is set up, this fund, you can put all of the money in the fund, and you now can draw from that pool of money and do as many deals as you would like. See, what slows down the syndication loop is every time you're going to raise money, you found a great property, you got to close on Friday, you're calling up people, you're getting hard money loans all figured out. How much easier would it be if you already had the money in the bank, ready to go, and you could close with cash on Friday with the check at the courthouse? Wouldn't that be a game changer for your real estate? That's the power of a fund. The money's sitting there ready to go. You can close with cash. You don't have to worry about this stage anymore. You can focus on what you're good at, which is finding great properties, great deals. But also what it gives you is it gives you the reputation in your area, your city, as someone who, number one, can close, and someone who does a lot of transaction. People want to be around people that are doing business, that are doing transaction, that are doing big deals. They're doing more than they can do. Most people have no clue how a fund works, how to put one together. And if you have one, you can build an incredible team, which gets us into this point of the system. When you have fund money to play with, number one, you can fund more deals. But number two, you can pay employees, more contractors and teams that'll go out and do more homes for you. And on your team, you're going to have an acquisitions guy. You're going to have a management guy. You're going to have a rehab guy. You're going to have a dispositions guy that lists them, a listing agent that sells these properties. And all of a sudden, because you had the structure of a fund, you had investor capital put in there, you can close on time. A lot of times you can get lower than asking price because you can close with cash. Number two, you can build a team because people want to rally around and be around people that are doing transactions, doing things that have security where you can pay salaries or pay people because you own the money. It's the golden rule, right? He or she with the gold rules, and you have the gold in a fund. All of a sudden, you can hire an accounting team. You can hire other people to help you handle the work it would take to flip 72 homes a year. Now, the other beautiful thing about this structure of a fund is from a great movie, The Big Short. I'm sure you've seen it. The Big Short, there's a scene where Michael Burry, he's kind of the autistic guy, always playing the loud music. He's in his office, and one of his investors walks in, is all mad, is freaked out, comes in, is yelling at Michael Burry. You need to sell your position, you need to get out of these positions, all this stuff. He's yelling at him. And Michael goes, no, there's going to be a crash. I know it's coming. I know it's happening. And he says no. That scene portrays the best thing about funds, is that you and me as the fund managers have 100% control over what goes on in your fund. See, back in the syndication loop, if you brought in a private investor, hard money person, and they don't like the deal, maybe they don't like you getting an argument or a fight, or they have a liquidity problem, they got to pay taxes, they need you to sell the property, they have some voting power over what's done in the property. They can call you up, they can push you around, they can sue you, whatever goes on, to make sure you deal with the property in a way that's appropriate with their standards. Inside of a fund, just like you saw in The Big Short, one of your biggest investors that's written you a $50 million check can walk into your office and say, Bridger, I've got some taxes I got to pay. Can you sell some of these properties and get them out? And you go, no. The properties are not ready to sell. My fiduciary responsibility is to the fund, is to the limited partnership. It's not to individual investors or partners or JVs. I serve the fund. You say sorry. And they might be mad, they might yell at you, whatever happens, like you saw in The Big Short. But that's the beautiful thing about a fund, is the control. So again, to recap, number one, you can close on deals with cash. You control the money. Number two, you can build out your team. And number three, you get way more control. So with our student Brent, he was in this group, 1 to 2 houses a year. We set him up a fund, 72 homes this year in 2021. He wants to do more next year and actually maybe scale to commercial real estate, other things like that, because he has the fund structure behind him. Now, if that piqued your interest on how funds work and how they're structured, we've got other videos on this channel that walk through how to raise capital, how to find investors and close those investors, how to put together the structure, how to file with the SEC. We walk through all of it. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Help us on the YouTube algorithm. Make this thing go whatever works on there. We're just trying to give away good value. But anyways, and also we'll pick somebody every single month to give $100 away to. So it could be you that win $100. So again, thank you guys so much. Drop some questions if you have in the comments. We'll probably do a follow-up video to this one to walk through more details of this, but that's the structure, the system, and the team is how they did that. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.